Alright guys, Superflies for Super Guys, and I'm your host, Jody Sharp. And we're just having a fun, easy, relaxed day. Welcome to COVID again. So some of you have asked me what I use to make my dubbin for when I'm making bees, wasps, grasshoppers, so on and so forth. You know, here's one of my wasp flies. I use a bit of dubbin on the bottom, mostly on my bumblebees or whatever. This is the bad boy that does it, the Big Boss blender. I assume a NutriBullet or something like along those lines would do as good of a job. I don't know if they make the Big Boss blender anymore, but it's really nice. It comes with this easy to use cup, easy to use cutting blender, and you know, you get this. It comes with a range of cups and whatever. If you can find one, I definitely recommend it. It comes with the power to do it. Okay, so simply making blending, you know, dubbin. So for bees in particular, you want to take like an orange wool. So we'll take this orange wool here. It's like a nice deep orange wool. I never can find the end. Here's the end here. Okay, so you want to just take a bunch of your wool. And if you have trouble, you can just pull a bunch off. So of course, having all kinds of trouble with it. That's the nature of wool. So once you find the end and you can unravel it. Now here's the secret to blending wool, okay? You don't want to do too much at a time. So take your scissors, give it a cut. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our orange, we're going to give it a trim here, give it a trim here, right? And what you want to do is you want to cut it into little bits before you put it in the blender, right? So you just want to, you don't want very big pieces. You don't want to make your blender work too hard. And you certainly don't want your wool to wrap around your blending tool. So the smaller the bits, the better. And I usually recommend blending one color at a time and then you can blend them together afterwards. All right. So cut that up like that. All right, now you're going to screw on your cutting blades. Give it a bit of a shake. You're going to put it in. And now we're going to blend. So what you want to do is start off slow. You don't want to like a steady blend. You want to go, you just want to frappe it, right? So you just little bits at a time, little bits at a time. See, it's blending up. Right? And then after you do that, you want to take out your wool. See? You got a nice soft orange dubbin now. Now anything where there's a big chunk, you may want to just kind of separate that out. Put it in. And then just put it in there. Give it a bit of a blend. Alright, and there you go. So you got all your chunks out. As you can see, because I cut it really fine and this is a really super strong blender, the Big Boss, there's nothing really on there to do and you've got tons and tons and tons. Now the best thing to do is get like a little Ziploc baggie and put it in there. But for this point, I'm not done with it yet, so I'm going to put it off to the side. So now bees are not orange, they have yellow in them. So you need to get a nice yellow wool. So I got some yellow wool here. As you can see, I got all kinds of little bits and bobs of wool. I'm going to take a nice yellow wool, and I'm going to, you know, take a couple of strands of it. I got it sort of, that wool I got is loose. So it's about the same amount as I had. So I'm going to cut it there, cut it there. I'm going to do that exact same thing. I'm going to put a little bit, cut it into little bits. All right. And you just, anything that fell on your table, you're just going to scoop it in there. All right, again, we're going to screw on our dubbin. And again, you just want to pulsate it, right? Okay, so you see the chunks are slowly coming out of it. But if you don't get all the chunks out of it, then what you can do, just kind of separate the chunky bits. It's not really an exact science, so I mean, you just gotta go at it a little bit. It will all eventually come out. Right, so you got your two dubbins. I'm just going to give this a bit of an extra spin here. Right. So now what you want to do to blend a color, you want to take, well, it depends if you want a dominant color or not. In this case, I want a fairly even color, so I'm going to take about the same amount of orange, the same amount of yellow, and I'm going to put them in and blend them up. Alright, so you see, by doing that, you've got a softer orange. Now, I just want a little bit more yellow in there, I think, for this batch. So I'll just put another little clump of yellow in there. All right, so as you can see now, this is a really nice light orange bee color compared to a really hard orange, right? So that's how you blend those colors. Since I have some yellow, extra yellow here blent, what I'm going to show you is a green. I'm going to make a green for you here. So when you're doing grasshoppers, we often take a green wool, but this is a bit bright for a grasshopper, right? So you don't necessarily want that much. So what you're going to do, same process, going to take your green, chop it up, put it into little bits in your blender. right? Again, not too long of strips. And you're going to screw on your lid. And blend your green. Alright. So now you got your green. And it's still a little bit too green, so you want to make a little more paler green. So you're going to take your yellow, you're going to put it in with your green, and you're going to give it a mix. And as you can see, you got a much lighter green. And then you can do whatever shades you want, really. You know, if you want to do like a brownish red color, right? Then you can always take like a brownish red, blend that up. You know, you can take a nice dark brown on your bees. So to do the bee lines mixed with your orange, so where the lines are, I like to take some nice dark brown wool. Again, chop it up into your blender. And again, I mean, if you're not making a lot of a pattern, you don't need to blend a lot of wool. But I'm the type of guy who makes a lot of flies, so I usually, when I blend a bunch, I blend a bunch. So now, I just do okay, so now this will be the brown for our bees. And sometimes you do get a little bit around your blending wheel. Don't worry about that. You can always pick it out. These blending wheels are particularly good. So you have this nice brown, deep brown. Now if you want to make a sort of an off color of that, so maybe you don't want it quite as brown, like I said. Maybe you want to take a little hint of this, reddish brown or lighter brown. And maybe you want to just add a little bit of that. Oh, but before you do that, take out your brown. Remember, always blend one color at a time. I always find that helps to do one color at a time. If you do a little bit of this, I'm going to do all this what I cut up here, so it's a little more than I needed, but okay. Right, so you got this color. Now you can see I didn't cut that as nice, so you can see how stringy it is, right? So when you're cutting it with the scissors, you want to cut small because it'll prevent a lot of time in the blender. But for this particular demonstration, I just want to take a little bit of it, dice it up a little bit smaller, There. So it's a bit smaller. Now I'm going to take my brown dubbin and I'm going to stick it in there. And I just want it to lighten up a little bit. And it may take a couple of goes, but as you can see, it gives it like a peppery look. If you want that peppery look, or you can just kind of blend it again. So there you go. You get a little bit of a mix between the light and the dark. So I hope that video was helpful. Let me just put this up here. I hope that video was helpful, guys. It's just a very quick, rough blending video. It's not rocket science, for sure. Yeah, put your blend in a baggie or in a little Tupperware dish or wherever you want to put it, and just have fun with it. Take whatever colors if you want to, grays, stonefly grays or different grays or blues or different browns when you're doing mice. You might want to do like a beige mice or gray mice or whatever the case may be. So that's it. That's it. Another thing, I didn't do it because I was trying to shorten the video, but between every time you blend, just take a paper towel, wipe off your blending cup, and bada boom, bada bing. So that's blending, guys. That's I did this for my guys who want to know how to make bees and different blends for bees and other blends for minnows or grasshoppers or beetles. If you want to do beetles, you can take fairy hair. You got to buy it. Of course, it's pretty expensive stuff, and you can mix it in. Then you can sparkle up your dubbins if you want to make a sparkle dubbins. But that's it. I didn't have any fairy hair. It's during COVID. It's been a little hard to get it some, and it's quite expensive. So, but you can experiment with different things, and yeah, it's pretty simple. But this is the bad boy, the big boss. Or like I said, if you have an old NutriBullet and you want to give it a chance, maybe you find one at a yard sale or something. We had this kicking around the house and we don't really use it that much, so we repurposed it, and yeah, it helps. Yeah, so guys, one other thing I wanted to mention in this video was by blending your own dubbin, like if you go to a store and buy dubbin, sometimes you're paying $5, $6 for a bag of dubbin, and whereas if you buy a thing of wool, a ball of wool or whatever you call it, a thing of wool, you pay sometimes $2, $3 for it. You save yourself a whole lot of money and a whole lot of time. So for the investment of the blender, and to save you the gas and the trip to the store and whatever, sometimes it's better just to blend your own dubbins. Now I get it, the store makes some really nice dubbins, rabbit fur dubbins and stuff, and you may want to spend the money on that, and I get it. I don't get me wrong, I've bought dubbin in the past. I still buy dubbins from time to time if there's a really specific blend you're trying to do, but before I buy it, I try and make it. If I can get a color to match what it is I'm trying to do, then I will do my own dubbins at home. Like I said, it's hard for me to get that sparkle. They call it like angel hair stuff that they put in to make your dubbins really sparkle. It's hard for me to find that, so often I do end up having to buy, if I need a sparkly, like if I'm making a sparkle beetles, or some sort of a pattern where I want it to pop like that or sparkle, then yeah, I go and I spend the money and I buy a bit of a sparkle. But if you can find the angel hair dubbin and you have the wool, and you can make a lot of dubbin with $2 worth of wool. Like I said, I make a $5 bag of dubbin in 2 minutes, and I've still got enough material to make 40, 50, 60 bags or more of dubbin. And when you start blending your colors you can make your own custom colors to match what you want, right? So you just gotta figure how to lighten and darken colors, right? So I mean, you can make all different shades of browns, all different shades of grays. So yeah, that's my tip for you guys, and I just wanted to throw that in there as well. Okay. So I'm going to clean up my mess. Make sure you clean up your wet mess. Keep your wives and girlfriends and mothers and whoever, wherever you live, happy. And yeah. So that's blending, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hit like, share, subscribe, whatever. And blend away. All right. Keep it real.